What's going on, guys? Charles here. We're with AJ Bodybuilding Magazine. We're going through chest and biceps today. I'm just starting off on the pec deck. So we're getting some blood in the muscle. 3 sets, about 12 to 15 reps, increasing weight each time. We're gonna switch it up today and we're actually gonna do a Smith incline bench press. I like volume, man. I mean, that's relative, right? But I prefer, it really depends on the muscle, honestly. Like we're hitting chest today, more of a moderate rep volume. Like I'm saying, between 12, 15 as high as 20, focusing on heavier weight increasing through sets. So best way to build muscle is progressive overload. You've probably heard that phrase, that terminology before. There's different ways to do that. I mean, progressive overload is overloading the muscle as in a stimulus that it's not used to, right? So in order to do that, you need to start at a moderate weight and work that up to a weight that you've never done before. And with that weight that you've never done before, when you hit that threshold where you're starting to fail out on the last couple of reps and you're struggling to get through that last one, that's when muscle fibers are tearing, and that's when you're actually building the muscle, and that will be progressive. If you're absolutely trashing your muscle, if you're training to failure in a session, you really shouldn't have to hit it more than once every 5 to 7 days. So, I would look at other things before you start hitting it more frequently. But if you need more stimulus, 2 days throughout the week, like an old school kind of style of thinking that I like and my coach likes, is you're gonna have one day where you're, like I'm saying, all out, progressive overload, more of like a heavier training day, and then have more of a pump workout in the second part of the week. So you could throw that in with another muscle group, really call it more of a touch up. So more volume, just more movements, putting blood in the muscle twice a week to keep it fuller. So different angles of movements, right? Incline press, we could hit that with a dumbbell. Right now we're doing a Smith machine. You can do that on a barbell bench press. Smith machine is a more controlled version of a regular bench press, right? It's a fixed plane of motion, but we get the benefit of the bar. So my idea here is I'm doing an incline press, but I'm only controlling the upward trajectory of it. You could also do a machine press. I like to alternate the two. So we did machine press last time. Today we're doing the Smith machine. So that was my first set. It was a feeler set. Just getting my movement pattern lined up. Now we're going to move into 2 heavier working sets. And this is going to be my main, I like to call meat and potatoes movement of the day. I go off feeling, man. So it's more so like it might be a month, it might be 6 weeks, it might be 2 months. It's really until I feel like I'm not getting a benefit from it anymore. So there'll be times where you get in there, your joints kind of creak, or it's just not connecting the same way. And in my opinion, if you're not getting benefit from it, you'll know if you're in tune with your training and it just doesn't feel right, that's when it's time to alternate and swap for another movement. Get the slide, baby. Get the slide. Closing in on show one, a lot of guys, they like to blame prep or dieting or just being on prep for the reason that their training intensity suffers. And I've always believed in, or the old guys used to say, like I grew up training at Gold's Venice. That was the first gym that I did my first prep in. The old guys used to always say, you keep the muscle the same way you built the muscle. So you got to train hard and heavy into the show. That's what builds the density. That's what brings those thick, deep striations. So if anything, we go up in intensity. And, you know, you always want to train smart, man. I mean, when you do get within that 6, especially 4 weeks, you know, I might not go as heavy, or I'm just going to try and control my movements more, you know, maybe swap, do more drop sets, always keeping one in the tank. You never want to go too hard to the point where you feel like you might tear something. You know, there's been a lot of great bodybuilders that have gone down for that reason. So that's a great question. There is a balance there, but for the most part, you know, only you will know if you're holding back on the intensity, but be smart about it too. That's how you keep the muscle. This is one of my intensifiers. Watch this. That the last set or you dropped it? Yeah. It's a 6er. Rest pause. See, that was a good example of what we just talked about. I felt my right shoulder. I controlled it down and I stopped. Now we're going to get 6 squeezers. Forgot about this one, bro. It's right in front of my face and I forgot about it. This one's gold. So this is just another variation of a machine press. So this is more of a flat press, you know, coming forward onto us. So the idea here is I just blew my chest up on the incline Smith. And now, same thing, progressively heavy here. But we're gonna focus and bring it back to the muscle, keep it off the joint, and really just pump here. So 2 presses. I like to get an incline press of some variation like we just did, and a flat press. Oh, yeah. It's right on the muscle. Just let it plant right there. So this one's
philosophy on a lot of people say just work upper chest. Avoid.
yeah, right. Honestly, when you're training a muscle, it's like the same way that girls say they want to hit their side glutes, right? It's your chest is your chest. Now an incline movement, right? That's people would think incline, right? Upper chest. In reality, you can build your upper chest. You're gonna build your entire chest the same way, no matter what angle, decline, flat, incline. It's really just about finding the movements that you feel the best, that you connect with, and that you can progressively overload over a period of time. So, like example here, this is it converges in the middle. So, like I have a wider shoulder structure, I'm more shoulder dominant, but this allows me to start on a normal press and it'll come together, right? And that's bringing the fibers here on the inside and squeezing too. So you're gonna get the stretch on the full chest and then it's coming together and almost planting, right? So coming together right here, the same way that if you were going to do a fly. So there's no building the upper chest. We just want to build the chest. If you develop a nice round full chest, I promise you'll have a big upper chest. All right, guys, so that's a wrap. We said chest. I'm with the Man AJ Bodybuilding Magazine. We talked training value. We talked progressive overload. We talked about how to properly build and sculpt the muscle. Keep following for more tips to come. And thank you for supporting us.